Good morning, grade 5. We will continue our lesson, How Does Ocean Water Move? We are about to end our lesson. So today, I will revise with what we have done in our previous classes from the starting till the end of the lesson. Okay, so let me revise 5 important points. We discussed about wave. Then I told you about surface waves. Next, storm surge. Then about currents, ocean currents, and tides, and rip current. Okay. And lastly, about lower tide and high tides, or low tides or high tides. So one by one, what's a first thing is about wave. What is a wave? It's an up and down movement. A wave is the up and down movement of the surface water. Okay, this was the first point to remember in this lesson. Second thing, and wave carries energy. Remember that, not water. It doesn't carry water. You remember that car I've drawn on the board? I told you wave carry energy, not water. Next thing, we must know about surface waves, how they are caused, because the wind is pushing against the surface of the water. And then storm surge. What is storm surge? Because of powerful hurricane winds. Okay, so we are done with waves, surface waves, storm surge, and how does this energy in waves, what do they cause? It can be converted into electrical energy. Now about ocean current. It's a flow of water like in river in a regular pattern. Flow of water in a regular pattern. Once again, wave, surface waves, storm surge, how it is changed into electrical energy, currents, and now about rip currents. Rip current is the opposite direction. Water flowing from the shore against incoming waves. When I say the direction of the waves, they are towards the seashore. But how about the rip current? It's against. So let us start again. Waves, surface waves, and storm surge. We know about currents and rip currents. Next, about tides. In tides, lower tide and higher tide. What is a tide? The water level of the ocean rises and falls in a cycle. When water level, it rises and it falls, it's called a tide. And we have seen a picture of low and high tide here, and we completed this question too. I'm sure you know the summary of the lesson. You know those important points what we have discussed. And now today we will do about what is a shore. Okay, land. I'm sure that everyone knows about shore. Okay, because you all love to be on a seashore. You all love to play on the seashore. When you go to beaches, you love to play near the shore. What is a shore? Land at the edge of the ocean. Like if this is the ocean, the edge of the ocean is called the shore. Waves and ocean currents carry sand to and away from the shore. The same wind that drives the wave also causes rocks and cliffs to weather. Okay. For this, I will just give you 2 examples. I will tell you that there are 2 types of beaches. You go to North Abhor, or you go to the other one, the other South Abhor, or to some other beach. Where will you like to go more? Where you find only sand in the water, or the rocks? Of course, I'm sure you will love to be on the beach where sand is there, not the rocks. Sand, how did this sand move from the ocean floor and got replaced by rocks? How did this happen? Anyone? Do you remember about weathering and erosion? Weathering means breaking, erosion means moving. Breaking of rocks is weathering. Moving with wind, with water, with glaciers, this is called erosion. So these two processes take simultaneously, and they carry sand to and away from the shore. That's why the sand moves from the shore, and what is that left over? Those rocks which are hurting your foot. You said, I don't want to go without my slippers into the water. I want to wear my slippers. Why? Because they hurt your foot. Okay. So the same wind that drives the waves also cause rocks and cliffs to weather. The ocean can carry sand from beaches in a short time. Like, this is not a very long process. It can be in a very short time. A big storm can erode a beach in a day. They say a big storm, it can cause erosion in a day, in one day. Imagine, it's so powerful. Okay, now, what do you see this? So waves and ocean current carry sand to and away from this beach, and the same wind that drives the wave also weather the cliffs. Now, how can people restore the beach? Like now, because of the wind, the sand is no more on the shore, and still people want sand over there. So what can exactly they do? They can put sand there. They can put sand there by they can avoid sand to be eroded or sand to move from its place by building something over there, by building some structure. So what is that structure called? A jetty. Jetty is a structure often made of piles of rock that is current cannot move. Okay, like they place different rocks there so that they avoid the sand to move from its place. Do you see a jetty here? Okay, do you see a jetty? Okay, now I cannot give you an example of jetty with a picture here, but I can say you that jetty, they put some rocks over there, and they're made up of rock as a kind of a bridge that won't allow the the sand to move from one place to another. Okay, let me explain you in a more better way about jetty. Okay, I told you that jetty is made of piles of rock that a current cannot move. What does jetty do? It stands against the flow of water. It is actually standing against the flow of water. When you put some bridge, imagine made of rocks, it will stand and it will not allow the water to flow with the sand. It can preserve both beaches and keep sand from accumulating. What is the meaning of accumulating? You know, when sand moves from one place to another, it goes and gather at one place. So that gathering at one place is accumulating and making waterways too shallow for boats, and it's very difficult for boats. Now, can you see the picture? To restore this beach, sand was pumped from beneath the water back up onto the beach. Can you see how the sand was pumped from beneath the water back up onto the beach? How do they pump from here to here? Now, describe how the shoreline might be different without jetty. This is the jetty. Can you see this? They prepared a jetty to not to move the sand from one place to another. So sand, if there was no jetty, what would have happened? Sand might accumulate. I told you the meaning of accumulate. It means it gathers at one place. Okay, so sand might accumulate and make it too shallow for boats. So this is what we have learned in this lesson. Once again, let us start about waves, about surface waves, about next is what? Let me know. Okay. Current. Next is rip current. And there's one thing I can't recollect. Here. Let's go. Storm surge, yes. Storm surge, and then rip current. All right. And then we spoke about tides, low tides, and high tides, and finally about shore. Okay, guys? So this was the lesson. How do ocean water moves? Now sum it up. You'll be doing it at home and apply concepts you will be completing. I am sending you through email or website. Please check your email, and after completing, don't forget to send me a picture of it so that I know that my girls are really working hard at home. Thank you so much for listening to my video, and please ask questions. Please feel free to ask any questions. Thank you so much, guys, and see you tomorrow.